All this week we have been watching as people in East Africa make very small steps forward, small gains thanks to your donations to the World Partnership Walk. Tonight we look at ways Canadian aid is translating into stronger economies at home for these people in the world's poorest regions. 8 Channel's Meribeth Burton continues our series of reports tonight with the bridge between the island and East Africa in for-profit endeavors in little villages and big factories.
Women work together to bring up dozens of jugs of water from a well in a remote village on the island of Zanzibar. Happily, I lend a hand. The work is tedious, but with many hands and a few giggles, the time passes quickly. Working hard is a brutal reality in East Africa. Unlike many struggling villages, however, leaders here have a big vision and a community approach to economic diversification. Zanzibar's Kingunda village certainly has big challenges, but they also have big dreams here, including this nursery where 1,500 coconut seedlings are growing. The seedlings will be sold commercially. Plus, seaweed farming is a burgeoning industry, with 600 seaweed farmers in this part of Tanzania alone. Chicken coops like this one are producing 60 eggs a day, all for profit. With the money raised from the business endeavors, the village committee, trained by the Aga Khan Foundation and under the foundation's guidance, paid for its own electrical transformer.
This is important because of the change of the way of the life, and the fuel is very expensive, and well, people that want to live the modern life, they want to have television in their house, radios, and it minimize the cost of their living.
Even with a number of potential industries and a collective push for independence, Canadian aid is still needed in Tanzania.
The still people are very pure. They're still struggling for their lives. So if they get any kind of support to support this kind of community, it will be good, to raise the standard of their life.
The village next plans to spend money on a computer lab for their school and a water reservoir for its coconut seedling nursery. Paradise can be found on a Zanzibar beach. The Indian Ocean is a spectacular blue-green. The sand, creamy white. Even the sky seems bluer on the island that's part of Tanzania. Our beachfront hotel is part of the Aga Khan's SERENA chain.
We run 5-star operations. Our lodges, our resorts and town hotel are all 5-star operations.
The SERENA's restaurant is spotless and the food's superb. Guests have lush rooms and accommodating staff that's trained locally, some with minimal prior experience.
We have about 130 staff in this establishment, and most of them, we get them from small colleges, and when they get here, we train them. We do in-house training.
The ripple effect of these good-paying jobs is felt through Zanzibar's Stone Town and beyond. From 5-star hotels to 10,000 tons of vegetable a year. Not all of the Aga Khan's projects in East Africa are charities. This one's for profit. We're at a vegetable processing plant just outside of Nairobi. But even the for-profit businesses have altruistic components. The extra fine green beans come from more than 20,000 different farms, none of them more than 200 square meters, to give opportunities to many. Plus, the hundreds of women who work in the factory are unskilled and would be hard-pressed to find good-paying jobs like these.
We have a section of population here that's probably got very little education and probably the last on the rung of employment.
Most of the factory jobs are salaried, but for women who work in this room, the money they make is performance-based.
The people here can earn even more than their salary through the amount of produce that they actually snip during the day.
The best snippers can make up to $6 a day. That's 3 times the minimum wage. There's another incentive in another building on the property. There's a child care center with 30 spaces. The women work a minimum of 6 days a week and all week long in peak seasons. The processed vegetables are either jarred or canned for a European niche market.
That's 8 Channel's Meribeth Burton. Tomorrow, the secret agenda of the Aga Khan Foundation Canada, gender equality. Meribeth will wrap up our series tomorrow night. We'll take a break. We're back with much more on 8 Channel News. Vancouver Island Report is next.